And ever since then, I mentioned that it somewhere. And ever since then, Corps has been trying to find out who these people were. And back then, you save somebody or whatever, you don't think anything more about it. Today, my God, it would be spread across Los Angeles and half of Europe. But you know,
it'd go viral.
I never thought about it until within the past, I'd say 3 to 4 years, and I've been thinking, where are the parents?
Well,
now, if Cora finds this boy here,
Moses.
Yeah, if she finds him, who was in the Army, Korean War, he was about the right age. It shows you that he was 10 or 11, whatever. And she found out that he was in the Korean War, and she's got his name and Army serial number. And I've given it to the guy that works in the Veterans Administration.
Yeah, because that would be,
be
Norman Wright's age, because Norman was in that same war.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But Norman has Alzheimer's.
If Cora finds out some information, we'll know something. If this guy's still living, and we can find out where he is,
Alexander
we'll go visit him.
Would be a spot.
And he could be right in D.C. in one of the veterans' homes. He could be over at what's called West Virginia, in the veterans there at, can't think of it now. Well, we have guys from our VFW every weekend going to one of these places to visit them. And if we can find, what's his first name? Moses. If we can find Moses, then we will be on the right track. Cora will.
No, really, you will.
She's doing all the work.
No, I mean, that was quite a story. You found them and then you put them in your car, right? I mean, how did you, if you would tell Mrs. Jackson how you put them in your car, you put them in the front fender?
Well, I have my dad's 36 sedan.
Oh, yeah.
And my sister, I said, you wait here. I'm going to run over here and notify these people about this fire. And I went around and down there to the house, and all these kids were out in the yard. And I always thought it was about between 8 and 10 of them. I got a whole yard full of kids. And I said to the two big boys, I said, get them in the car quick. And fire was roaring like Great Falls coming across there, about as fast as a horse would normally gallop. And I said, you two get up on the front fender and hold on to one another. I didn't have but a third of a mile to go.
But getting them
that's what we did.
Compact, yeah.
And as soon as we pulled up into, well, now there's a circle and all that, but that was just an open parking space at the Burke schools then. And we got them out and didn't anymore and get them out. And I said to the boys, look at that black smoke. That's your house. Gone. Could Moses and his wife, did they go in the woods to see about that fire? There was a path through that woods that went through over and came out in front of the Silas Burke house onto the Burke Lake Road to walk down to the store. And I thought if they went over there, they might not come back.
No.
And then we got to thinking about this thing with all the kids being out in the yard.
But they
for a better term, what I use is were they in the house making another baby? You know what I mean?
With that far,
yeah, well, now.
With that far, you know, we didn't know about fires. We heard the sound and we still looking like this. We're not paying attention that the smoke is high.
Over your head.
And we're playing. And that was the thing. That many kids were at the house that day because parents were at work. And we were all playing in one, and what we always did, playing in one area. So that day they were there. But when we got ready to move to run with these kids, I remember my Aunt Edna saying, you know, come on, we've got to hurry up. You all come on. And she was trying to carry a couple of them. And we said, no, and they can't run. So we'll take turns taking one and holding one.
Edna. Now, what was her last name?
That's right. That's Vernon Wright's wife. Edna Wright.
Yeah.
That's
somewhere in my
Vernon
mind,
Wright.
I remember something about a lady, the name of Edna.
Edna and, because Edna, you probably remember them because until recent years, they were on the property behind, right there by the church, you know, where that church and that property Harris's go back.
Which one? Which church?
Right there in the Burt.
The Methodist church there at the corner?
Little Zion.
Oh, Little Zion.
Little Zion.
Little Zion over here on Burke Lake Road.
Yeah, right across that tract of land that went back in there. They lived there until not too long before he died. And that had been Martha Thomas's property, and somehow I think it got deeded to Charlie and Daisy Harris. Daisy was also our cousin. And she just had them living there, as far as I know. Yeah.
Now, right here, let me get a pen, please. Okay, where's Little Zion Church?
Little Zion Church. What is that? Is this?